Good thing my best sport was baseball because this display cabinet threw me some real curveballs. I was out of town when I committed to buying it after seeing only one online photo, so I couldn't discover all its challenges until it was delivered to my garage. First on the list was the damaged plywood drawer bottom, which needed to be totally replaced with a new piece of hardboard. I saved pieces of this old plywood for the next problem area, the damaged veneer on both sides. The first step was actually removing some of the veneer. I cut clean wedges through the buckled parts of the veneer to create a good base for patching. I glued down the lifted edges of the veneer and cut patches out of the old drawer plywood. These did not have to be a perfect fit. In fact, I wanted some space around the patches as a base for wood filler. Once the patches were glued into place and allowed to dry, it was time to apply wood putty to complete the repair. I was puzzled that the cabinet did not have a horizontal trim piece at the very bottom, so I decided to add one. I knew this was the best way to protect the bottom edge of the veneer. After a few rounds of wood filler and sanding, I spray primed the cabinet and attached the new trim piece. It fit the design of the piece really well. One of the benefits of priming is that it exposes defects that can easily be fixed with wood filler before moving on to the final paint. Then it was time for the multi-step painting process. Careful masking followed by 3 coats of cabinet-grade self-leveling paint. I used a Sherwin-Williams product in a Benjamin Moore color, Hail Navy, which is its all-time best-selling non-white tone. This phase included many coats of a Sherwin-Williams color called Caviar on the inside rear panel to create a sharp contrast with the objects that would be displayed. Next was the biggest challenge of all. When you paint a glass cabinet, invariably you end up with strips of unpainted wood that you cannot access. I started by cutting, priming, painting, and attaching horizontal trim pieces to both sides. These too look like they were part of the original cabinet frame. Then I used bent Q-tips to apply paint to the hard-to-reach channels behind the glass in the vertical frames. I contorted my body to pull this off. Finally, I had to visually block the unpainted channels that hold the glass itself and that can be seen from the outside. I accomplished this by carefully fitting and attaching trim pieces with a square profile to all sides of the exterior glass frame. 24 pieces were individually sized, cut, and painted multiple times before being glued into position. These also look like they were part of the original design. And then onto the handles, which needed multiple rounds of paint remover and brass polish to restore their original luster, followed by a little touch-up paint where the brass had corroded, and then multiple coats of spray satin sealer. What a night and day difference. Then I turned to restoring the walnut shelves, which meant a thorough cleaning, touch-up stain, and multiple coats of oil-based polyurethane. Finally, the punch list, adding door stops top and bottom, shaving and resetting the door so that it functions well, lifting the drawer which had settled over time, adjusting the drawer stop so that it closes right, waxing the drawer runners, and attaching a new door pull. The final result reflects what I had imagined when I started. The piece has great bones and classic proportions, with a tailored look enhanced by subtle details. Its rich, deep colors and warm wood tones give it a transitional quality that works so well in today's interiors. And the opportunity to create dramatic contrasts with the objects on display make it really stand out. Whether it's china, books, or objet d'art, this cabinet can star in any number of rooms. Follow or subscribe at Design Marquee, and thanks for watching.